Hey everyone, Marcia here. I am back today with another scrapbook process video for my creative scrapbook. Today I'm using the December main kit, and this gorgeous kit features the Crate Paper Mittens and Mistletoe collection from American Crafts. The kit includes a Vicky Bouton stencil, the peppermint candy stencil, and I am using it here today on some white cardstock and two different shades of Distress Oxide inks. One is Festive Berries, and I think the other one is Worn Lipstick. So just two different shades. So the first time with the stencil, I used the lighter shade and just used the stencil as is. Picked it up and shifted it over so that I could do a little bit more on the side. Then what I'm doing is I am going back and adding a little bit more shading to it. So with a darker Distress ink color, I am centering the stencil over the lighter shade, and then I'm just twisting it to the left just a little bit so that I can put a darker shade on there. And if you look closely at the close-ups at the end of this video, you will see the two tones in there. I really love how this looks. It looks much more realistic, like peppermint candies really look. I actually did this on another layout with some blue-green distress inks, and I loved how that turned out as well, so be watching for that too to see how it looks. Once I'm done here, I wanted to add a little bit of more color with some spray ink and just dabbing some of that ink over the top of the layout to get some splatters on there. The design I'm using on this layout is going to have a cluster of things at the top of my layout and then a smaller cluster of things at the bottom of my layout. And then those peppermint candies will shine right in the middle. So I'm adding a photo here of my daughter. We did a cookie baking session and she is posing here with her dog Nana and some of the cookies that we baked that day. Next to it, there is one of the 3x4 journal cards of this cute little bear decorating the tree. And I opted to stick with the pink-red color palette for this layout. So the background at the top is red and pink polka dots. And then there's also a pink and red plaid here. So there's a nice mix of the dots and the plaid and a little bit of green to frame the photo just to kind of break things up a little bit so my photo will pop just a little bit more. So then on the bottom I have some pink pattern paper cut the same width as the paper at the top and adhered to the bottom. These were both machine stitched down with my sewing machine before I started adding all of these embellishments on there. It's so much easier to do the machine stitching first. And then the bottom I layered chipboard frame with the snowflakes there and another one of the 3x4 journal cards. There's more white space for me to do some journaling or add a title, whatever I would like. And then another chipboard frame with the phrase, "Celebrate the wonder and joy of the holiday season." Now I find American Crafts chipboard to be too thick. What I did is I peeled off layers of chipboard from the back of the chipboard frame and that phrase sticker before I adhered them to the bottom of my layout. There's also another piece of chipboard, "Pour a Cup of Good Cheer," on the lower right side of my photo. I also peeled off layers of chipboard from the back. It just makes, if I'm layering more things on top, it makes it not quite so thick when I'm sticking it in my album, but yet I still get dimension that I want. Around my photo, underneath that "Pour a Cup of Cheer," I am adding some fussy cut poinsettia flowers that I cut out of the pattern paper, and also adding in here a floral cluster of stickers and a pair of mittens in there. And then I want to draw your eye across my photo to the left side of my page. So I found this pretty wreath that I have over here on the left side, and then I'm going to use the chipboard word joy to add some dimension to that cluster. The dimension, I think, helps to draw your eye from one cluster to another. Then I have the cluster at the bottom. Within my chipboard frame, I added another chipboard squirrel with his mug of something good he's drinking there, and another cluster of flowers that I fussy cut from another pattern paper. The key to fussy cutting something so delicate like this smaller cluster of flowers is using a very sharp scissors, but also using a scissors that's not so long. So the smaller the blade that you can work around in the delicate areas, the smaller areas, the better. I have scissors from Cutter Bee that I like to use, but recently Scrapbook.com also sent me some scissors that are even smaller than the Cutter Bee scissors that I have, and these work really well too. In this cluster, I also added some acorns, and then there's a little sticker I put inside the frame that says, "To you from me." In my journal card on the bottom, instead of journaling, I opted just to use the Let's Get Cozy stickers for my title to put down here. And then I added a die cut ephemera bow underneath that. Scattered around on my layout are also some more fussy cut flowers. The little tiny flowers were fussy cut from pattern paper, but then I also added the larger sticker flowers as well. I love adding twine bows to my layout, so one of the last things I put on here is a double bow that I tied with my Bow Easy tool. There is a link to this tool in my video description. This is one tool that I absolutely love. It's available on Amazon. At the end here, I did add some canvas flair from Scrap and Happy Studio. She does an amazing job. She came out with the canvas flair this year, and there were so many cute ones. I bought a lot of sets, I have to admit. The cookie baking ones are the ones that I put on here. So there's this cute little gingerbread guy up by my photo in that cluster, and then there's another gingerbread guy in a cup at the bottom. So I really love how this turned out. This kit was so much fun to work with. I just love it. Be sure to check out all of the kits from my creative scrapbook. Again, I am using the main kit. They also have a limited edition kit, a creative kit, and an album kit. Thanks so much for stopping by. Bye-bye now.